Absolutely. So the main event is the Brahma Kamoko and Aite Powers. But right about now, we have the international middleweight contest. As you can see in your screen, this is Daniel Eje Sowa. Is really going to slag it out against Nigerian boxer Gifted Curry. But Jeffrey, you know much about Daniel Eje Sowa fighting against a non-boxer, a Nigerian boxer based in the United States of America. I think this is really a tough fight.
Very tough fight for him. He's a boxer that, if you look at the records, 20 fights, I've won 14, 4 losses, 2 draws, and 8 by KOs. And so for me, he's an experienced boxer compared to Gifty Churi, who has 8 fights and has won all, no losses, no draw, and 6 via KO. So you have an experienced boxer that is fighting a young and upcoming boxer. A lot of energy and experience will come to play. So there's a lot of work to be done. It's going to be interesting.
Good. Very, very interesting indeed. You're still live at the Crash Sports Stadium. We are counting down to the main event of the evening. That is non-title cruiserweight boxing contest between Brahma Kamoko and Aite Powers. This is much anticipated, and a lot of people are looking forward to this fight.
From the heart of the capital city, Accra, Ghana, West Africa, ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you to one of the biggest boxing nights you could ever think of here on the African continent. With the very kind courtesy of Super Sport, Go TV, TV3, ladies and gentlemen, and also Bouts put together by Box Office Promotions, I welcome you to the only judgment night in boxing from the African continent here at the Accra Sports Stadium. Ladies and gentlemen, just like there are 7 days in a week, we've got 7 big bouts to present to you, with the top of the bill being that biggest local grudge fight, which surely is going to create a lot of history here, the bout between the greatest, Brahma Kamoko and Aite Powers. Right about now, ladies and gentlemen, we will begin the action with a big bout between 2 boxers, one from Ghana and one from Nigeria, based in the United States of America. With a big round of applause, let's welcome the 2 boxers.
Coach, welcome back. And this is the boxer we were talking about a while ago, Daniel J. Sowa. So as really said, you can see
and now, ladies and
on
gentlemen,
the screen, as you can see, the graphic is very interesting. Daniel J. Sowa. And look at the age, 30 years of age. The nickname is Hitman, very interesting. And the role model is Azuma Nelson is the role model. Trainer Reza Kuyado, fantastic Jeffrey. This is a boxer who has seen it all. Look at his rich record. I think today is going to prove his mettle.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, for me, I think that he's a very tough boxer. But I believe that it's going to be very interesting. And let's see how the bout turn out.
Absolutely. Over to you, Nathan Alato.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, and now fighting in the red corner, we welcome the next boxer.
Well, Jeffrey, interesting arrival of gifted Cole Curry. This is a fantastic Nigerian boxer based in the United States of America, aged 30 years of age from Nigeria, and the nickname is Gifted, and the role model is Floyd Mayweather Jr. That is the one boxer that I've seen all in the world, and John Clotte is the trainer. Amazing stuff, Jeffrey, if you ask me.
Well, interesting. I hope that he'll be able to fight as his role model. So let's wait and see what he's up to.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you to the first feature of the evening, which is put together by Box Office Promotions with support from SuperSport, GoTV, and TV3 right here in Ghana. Ladies and gentlemen, this will be an 8-round international middleweight contest between two boxers, the first of whom I'm about to introduce to you. Ladies and gentlemen, from the blue corner, and with a record of 14 wins, 4 losses and 2 draws. 8 of these wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, with a big round of applause, let's welcome the boxer who goes down in history as one of the sparring partners of one of the greatest world champions ever produced from Ghana, Ike Bazooka Kwate. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Daniel Ajay Sowah. And now we go over to the red corner. Ladies and gentlemen, from Nigeria, West Africa, and based in the United States of America. Gone into the ring 8 times. 8 wins, no losses, no draws. 6 of these bouts coming by way of knockout. My pleasure to introduce to you the boxer who says that he has the gifted punch. Ladies and gentlemen, with a big round of applause, Gifted Jory. And now, ladies and gentlemen, to the officials for the bout. Judge number 1, Confidence Hiagbe. Judge number 2, Emmanuel Brenya. Judge number 3, May Mensa Akako. And now, the referee in the center of the action, referee Michael Nikwe.
Well, thank you very much, Nathaniel Lato. He has given us the officials for this bout. Jeffrey Sarim, we spoke about it, we talked about it. Now the moment is here.
Okay, gentlemen.
Well, I mean, you can.
Okay here. Punches below this point will be low. Punches below this point will be low. I expect a good, clean, tough fight. Protect yourself at all times, and everything I say, you must obey. Touch gloves. Good luck.
Well, that was a referee Nikwe, and very interesting stuff, giving the instruction to the boxers. Now, viewers, wherever you are, this is the Accra Sports Stadium. We're here for the much anticipated non-title cruiserweight contest between Brahma Kamoko, A.K. Bukombanko, and Aite Powers, is also known to be called Ataka. But this is one of the undercard, the first fight. So here we go. It is between Prince, talking about the boxer from Nigeria, Gifted Curry from Nigeria, and Daniel Ajay Sowah of Ghana. Jeffrey, it just started, but I think this is really something that we have to use to assess these boxers in round 1.
Yeah, I mean, I like it. You realize that. Well, that was a good left one coming from Daniel Ajay. I like he started with very well with good movement. You can see jabs coming from Churi. He's trying to create an opening, but another left hook coming from Daniel Sowah.
But definitely, Jeffrey, I can see some kind of determination on the face of Daniel Ajay Sowah, because this is a guy with a very rich record of 20 fights. And,
Well,
he actually won 14, lost only 4. And with 8 KOs, it tells you a lot of story about this boxer.
Well, definitely. But like I said, I mean, you have the Churi actually have a left hook from him. That's a good body shot coming from Daniel Sowah.
Definitely, the body shots will come, and I'm beginning to understand that the Nigerian boxer Curry is in with a strategy, because look at is using the lefts, and but it looks like the Ghanaian boxer seems to be very calm.
Yeah, definitely. But I like what Curry is doing. I mean, what is important is, I mean, jabs is the busiest punch in boxing, and he's using the jab to create, and the left jab to create opening for the right straight into the face of Daniel Ajay, and that is what he's trying to do. You realize that Daniel Ajay is keeping his guard defense very well, making it difficult for him to break through.
Coach, wherever you are, you're still watching us live from the Accra Sports Stadium. This is the first undercard of the much anticipated bout between Brahma Kamoko, Bukom Banku, and Aita Powers Ataka. This is the first bout of the evening, and it's between Gifted Kyore from Nigeria and Daniel Ajay Sowah of Ghana. And the Nigerian boxer is actually this evening spotted in the blue and white trunks, and with the Ghanaian in the black and red trunks, and in this particular fight. But it looks really promising. This is the first round, but it looks like the boxers already, they are giving us a lot to believe that they are in for this fight.
But I think I'm impressed. I mean, what Kyore has done so far, he's actually been aggressive. He's used a lot of the jabs, especially the left jab, very effectively, and he's been moving around. You can see that he's the kind of boxer that would like to fight from the outside with a distant range boxer, and so that is why you realize that what he's doing is that he keeps his distance a bit from Daniel, making sure that Daniel does not get closer to, so that he can be able to send in the straight right after using the left jab to create an opening.
Absolutely. So definitely this is the first round. Boxers using this round to assess themselves. And normally this is where you would have to assess your opponent. And Daniel Ajay Sowah, and the boxer in the black and red trimmings, and against Kyore is the one in the blue and white trunks from Nigeria. That is the ball for the end of round one.
Well,
Very interesting round.
Yeah, I'll give this round 10-9 to Kyore because he was more aggressive and landed few decent punches.
Good. But it looks very interesting, but I think that it is really interesting.
It was a close fought bout. Very close.
Absolutely. Gifted Cole Kyore. It looks like is it tired because this is just the first round?
No, it's not tired. The trainer, I mean, is making it clear to him that listen, when you punch, there's a little, you waste too much time. You have to make sure that there are the consistent combinations, do the good follow-ups, and that is what he's not doing. The trainer is making sure that he's bringing it to his
and
notice.
Remember, they are doing 8 rounds, and this is just the first round.
Yeah, you need to pick your points as quickly as possible, and you pick your points at the early rounds. It's very crucial to gather a lot of points in order to make sure that you convince the judges for them to give the verdict to you.
Coach, this is the first undercards from the Accra Sports Stadium. It is between Gifted Kyore, is the man you can see in your shot at the moment, is fighting against the Ghanaian boxer Daniel Ajay Sowah, and it's just incredible. The first round went on well, but I'm not a judge. I cannot really tell you what really happened until we get to the finality of the 8th round. So we are ready for round 2. Verily, but Jeffrey, this is round number 2, and for me, I was impressed with round 1, and it looks like Kyore is really giving us a lot to believe that based in the United States of America has never been a fluke.
Well, I mean, definitely he's been under a good trainer, and so he's learned a lot. He's told you that Floyd Mayweather is his role model. It means that he's picked some few lessons from Floyd Mayweather, and that is why he has become a very good boxer. But let's see how it goes. It's early rounds here.
No, this round was it a punch?
The left.
It was a slip. It was a slip. It wasn't a punch, and I saw it.
Yeah.
So, Michael Nico was right to have detected that because it was a slip, Jeffrey.
It was a slip. It's not a punch. In his attempt to dodge a left hook, he slipped. Yeah.
That should be a caution to Kyore, because it looks like Daniel Ajay has some kind of idea tonight, and this is round 2 of the 8th round, the first undercard, and before the main event of the evening, this is an international middleweight contest over 8 rounds. Now Kyore working out now, and Daniel Ajay Sowah would pursue him because he realized that he can penetrate him. Now it looks like the jabs are now coming from Daniel Ajay Sowah, but Kyore is not giving up. Still sizing up. Fantastic body work there from Kyore. And now it looks like Daniel Ajay is trying to slow down the pace, Jeffrey. I don't know whether the punches coming from Kyore is now becoming deadly.
Well, one thing I like about Kyore is his hooks. spare his left hook, and look at it, another left to the face of Daniel, right from Daniel. I like this contest because it's a give and take, excellent exchanges coming from
Great one
both
coming from
boxers.
Daniel now.
Yeah, Daniel, I mean, Daniel has been landing some decent
He
punches
has
in the second round.
resurrected again.
Yeah, I like that, very consistent pinning, and he's doing very well by pinning Chori to the corner, trying to make sure that he creates the opening with his left jab. Now, in the first round, he was not using that. Another left jab coming from Chori, a wild shot from Chori again that he didn't land. That's a very good one. That's a good jab from Chori.
Good. Now, Daniel J will quickly have to pursue him, but he would have to clinch because it's part of the game.
Clinching is a defensive strategy, and so there's nothing wrong with that. It just enables you to actually keep your energy a bit conserved.
Good jabs there coming from Chori, and wonderful jabs. He was able to print wonderful strike now coming from Chori. He is really doing a fantastic job at this stage, Jeffrey. He has now steadied his opponent Daniel Sowah, and it looks like Chori is landing effectively.
Yeah, that's a very good left hook.
Look at this one.
Yeah, left hook from Chori. For me, I like his. Well, that's a right punch. That's a decent right punch coming from him.
Great show. Round two, it was, and it was very fantastic. And if you ask me, but it looked like Chori was able to steady this round very well. It started very slowly, and Daniel J came into the picture, but quickly Chori turned the table on him. You saw him coming out with some fantastic job and some body works, and I think that this round two has been very, very interesting. So again, you have Chori in your shot now. That is the red corner, and he did a good job in this very round, but we're still looking forward to do 6 more rounds for this first undercard of the main event of the evening. So wherever you are watching us, we are building up. We are counting down to the main event of the evening. Brahma Kamoko and Ayete Powers. But we're still having Chori in your shots. And coaches making sure the right things are done. They have to give out the pep talks that will keep them active and keep them going. So we are getting ready for round 3.
Box.
Round 3, here we come. And the boxers have done a lot in round 1 and 2. And for those of you who have just joined us, this is the first undercard of the main event of the evening. Brahma Kamoko and Ayete Powers. In the blue trunks, we have the Nigerian boxer based in the United States of America, Gifted Curry. And the boxer in the red and black trunks is the Ghanaian boxer, Daniel Sowah. So this is boxers giving us whetting our appetite for the main events, but it looks like Chori was able to put 1 and 2 together. Now working on his job. Wonderful. That is fantastic job. And Daniel J visited the canvas. I saw it coming left, right, and Daniel J went down the canvas.
Good combination from Chori. That was a fantastic one. And that sent Daniel J to the canvas. And for me, I think that it has been coming. It was just a matter of time.
Chori has shown a signal. Again, it's not giving up. And it's still working on Daniel Sowah. At the receiving end, Chori is a boxer based in the United States of America, as I said earlier. What a great punch. Very, very hefty indeed. He actually hypnotized Daniel Sowah, but he's up. Round 3 will still continue. Daniel Sowah will never give up Jeffrey, but it's too early to say so because I never expected that Daniel will go down by this time.
Well, I mean, when it comes to boxing, you don't know when a punch will hit you. Sometimes you walk into the punch like he did, and when you walk into a punch, definitely you'll be punished. And so you've forgotten what happened to American when Danny Garcia gave him an uppercut, and that was the end of the round.
Good. So round 3 of the 8th rounder of the first bout of the evening, as we gradually march into the main event of the evening, Brahma Kamoko and Ayete Powers. And Chori succeeded in sending Daniel Sowah to the canvas a while ago, but he's still not giving up. It's unperturbed, and Chori seems to be slowing down a bit. They're still working on the head and the body of Sowah, who would have to work extra hard if really he has any vision of winning this fight. But it looks like after Daniel visited the canvas, it looks like Chori himself has really slowed down.
Well, I mean, he's been very careful. The strategy is that a distant boxer always will not give you. He's not an inside fighter, so he has to fight from a distance with a range shot, left jab, straight right, and make sure that you create the opening and he punches you in looking for an uppercut. So that is the way he's fighting. You can see that he's moving around, making sure that he gives a distance between him and Daniel Sowah. And that is the way an outside fighter fight, like Mayweather. That is exactly the way he's fighting.
Good, and that is the end of round number 3. So it just really great round, and definitely automatically it will go to Chori. So after 3 rounds.
Yeah, there is 10-8. 10-8 because he was knocked down. Daniel Sowah was knocked down, so he's lost this round by 10-8.
Great. So this is round 3, raising up to round number 4, and it is really becoming very interesting. This is international middleweight contest over 8 rounds. And now in your short is Daniel Sowah, who actually visited the canvas in round 3 and is looking forward to make an appearance. Chori actually came out with the signals earlier, and he succeeded when, and that is how come he went down. That was the earlier one in round 2.
Yeah,
when
that was
he actually slipped.
Yeah,
but this is the deadly punch that
was a left
down.
one and the right combination. That's a punch. You know, that is what I said. He used the left to set it up, and that is a mark of boxers who fight out from a distance, outside boxers.
Absolutely. So round number 4, here we come. And Chori will definitely have his noses in front because he did a great job in round 3, and this round number 4. And Daniel Sowah of Ghana would have to work extra hard, and I can see he's working on the body of a Chori now. It's not really turning anything round now because definitely he would have to work extra hard. This is round number 4. After this round, we have 4 more rounds to go.
Yeah, definitely. And for me, on my scorecard, I can tell you that Chori is leading the 3 rounds.
You know the judge.
Well, I score bouts. I mean, I score bouts.
You score bouts, but you know the judge. But I like this. Daniel
Well, good one. That's a good punch. Good right punch.
Indeed.
Good one.
Straight on the face of Chori, but Chori is still standing very strong, matching him boot for boot and punch for punch. And the viewers, wherever you are, this is that Cast Sports Stadium. This is really interesting. But this is rabbit punch coming from Chori. This is
that is against the rules, and that is why the referee has actually won it.
But sometimes boxers would want to be rough when they think that the going is becoming tougher and tougher.
Well, it's part of it. I mean, sometimes you clinch, they hold each other. Sometimes they wrestle and something to make sure that they get. And that's a very good left one coming from Chori.
And then I think that Chori is really adopting a strategy. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Very well. So I think
that's a right shot. A right shot coming from
Chori. And this is just trade of punches between the 2 boxers because there was an uppercut, there was a hook, and there was a left jab coming from Daniel Sowah. So now Sowah now trying to drive in some jabs that look very encouraging because
that's a good punch.
That's fantastic coming from Chori.
Good combination.
What a good combination of left and right, but look at that. Is it tired?
No, I mean after throwing those punches, wild punches, definitely you lose some energy, and so it's normal. You have wild punches being thrown in addition to that, but it's normal.
Good job done by Chori. It's really good now. Absolutely. So here we go. Wonderful stuff coming from Sowah, but he would want to go for the clean because he realized that Chori is now very transformed and is well conditioned, and it looks like the stamina is working for Chori.
Well, yes, Chori, I mean, the difficulty sometimes is that he doesn't follow up with his punches. I mean, and that is very difficult. It's not good for a boxer who says that his role model is Floyd Mayweather. That is not what Floyd Mayweather does. He does good 2-3 combo combinations.
It depends on the opponent you meet. He is meeting Daniel Sowah with a different strategy.
A left one coming from Chori.
Absolutely. So that's the end of round number 4. So very interesting round, and it looks like for this particular round, I've seen something in common. The two boxers have traded fantastic punches, and I think that they have to be commended. That is Daniel Ajay in your shots, and he seems to be communicating with somebody outside the ring instead of his trainer. So look at the demeanor of Daniel Ajay Sowah. Do you think that he has the energy to continue? Jeffrey?
Well, I mean, the demeanor sometimes does not tell the story. Boxing is 8 rounds. It's an 8-round bout. He can come back strongly and fight and win the remaining 4 rounds. So, I mean, I believe that his expression, yes, he seems to be somebody who has received some few punches, and I believe that he will come stronger in the 5th round onwards if he's only ready to win this particular 8-round contest. I think that Churi has done a great job in the first 4 rounds so far, and he has received a lot of punishment from Churi.
Good. So round 5 here will come, and this is the Accra Sports Stadium, the first undercard of the main event of the evening. Rama Kamoko and Aita Powers, and this very fight is Chiore, gifted from Nigeria, and Daniel Ejesoa from Ghana. And the Ghanaian boxer is the boxer in the black, red trunks, and the Nigerian boxer is in the blue and white trunks. This is round 5 already. We've experienced a lot of fireworks from these boxers. So now great, but it was quite a wild punch coming from Daniel, but he succeeded in landing on the cheek of Chori. Again, he delivered a very hefty punch, but Cherry would have to go for the clinch. It looks like Nia J looked very transformed now, Jeffrey.
Well, he's coming back into the bout better. He's lost the first 4 rounds, and so he's coming to the bout. He's knows very well that he has to make amends in order to ensure that he wins the 8-round contest. And the only way to do that is to make sure that he comes back strongly, become more aggressive, jab very well, punch very hard, in order to ensure that Churi becomes a bit confused and then make a lot of mistakes for him to actually take advantage of that and exploit it by coming out with powerful punches that will daze him and win the bout in the long run.
Good, Jeffrey. And Cherry has realized that he would have to work this wonderful, a very good uppercut coming from Cherry, and the left hook again from him. That tells you how resolute Cherry would be tonight, because you realize, as I told you from the onset, he was really controlling the fight. He was the aggressor of the two. But at this stage, it looks like Daniel J, he has actually got back into his groove, delivering all the punches, all the jabs, and this is very hefty. What a commendable punch coming from Daniel J Sowah. Very, very hefty one indeed, Jeffrey.
That's the right punch. The right punch came, good combination from Daniel J, because what Churi has done is to drop his guard in boxing, which is very bad. It's bad because you don't do the showmanship, drop your guard and allow your opponent to actually hit you on the cheek. And for me, I think that is not professional.
But Churi is fighting very, very well, even though Daniel J seems to have a field day. But Churi quickly reorganized himself, and you can see working very, very hard, trying to penetrate the guard of Daniel Ejesoa. And now the two boxers would have to slow down the pace, because it looks like energy-wise they have exited enough.
Well, that's a good right and a left coming from Churi. A left jab again. He's fighting his distance, but that was a right. Well, they've clinched it. For me, I think that he has some work to do, especially when it comes to his defenses. I mean, he punched one and he doesn't follow up. That's a left hook coming from Churi.
Round 5, but I think that you would have to give the boxers benefit of the doubt. They are doing 8 rounds and they've done 5, and definitely energy will be running out. So for me, I think that they've done well, more especially Daniel J coming back into round 5, because in round number 3 he went down. Round 4 he managed to reorganize himself. In round 5 you saw that he came back, and I think that it was very commendable.
Well, for me, I mean, you're a boxer, you must understand that boxing is 12 rounds. Even though you are starting from 8-round contest, you must be ready to have durability. You must be durable as a boxer, and so you should begin to learn that. It is 8-round contest, and half the round, you get so tired, trust me, you have a long way to go in terms of your conditioning. And so it's important that at this stage, you go to the 8th round and you make sure that you still have energy left, because boxing is 12 rounder. You go to world title bout and it's a 12 rounder. So from 8th round contest and by the 4th round, you are not able to deliver very well. Trust me, it is not good enough for a boxer that wants to be a watcher, especially for a boxer who says his role model is Floyd Mayweather, a boxer who likes fighting the entire distance.
Coach, so it looks like it's over here, Jeffrey. As you can see in your shot, Daniel Sowah, he has retired and they decided not to fight again. So it is retired now. So the jury automatically would be the winner. So viewers, already we have the winner because we are yet to come with official verdicts. But Sherry from Nigeria, based in the United States of America, he's done a yeoman's job. He actually pushed his opponent to the canvas in round number 3. Now Daniel Sowah says, "I'm sorry, I can't fight anymore."
Well, I think that Chori has done well. Left hooks, good combinations, uppercut, straight right, good jabs, especially the left jab. He used the left jab to open up Daniel Sowah a lot in order to make sure that he create the opportunity for some straight, decent right punches that we've seen from Chori. So for me, I think that he deserved it. And the knockdown also really affected him, affected Daniel Sowah. For me, I think that he's done. Chori has proven that being in the USA is not for fluke. He's done a great job learning, but he still has a lot of work to do. If he wants to become a world champion, Chori still has a lot of work to do. He has to work on his conditioning. He has to work on his combination. I have not seen him coming out with effective punches. He has to work on that. I've not seen uppercut coming from him. He has to work on that. So Chori, yes, he's won, but he has to work on what I've just outlined in order to enable him become very competitive to contest for a world title.
Absolutely. So Chori, he has enhanced his record now. 9 fights and 7 KO. So this is a TKO because he decided not to fight again, retired, coming from Daniel Sowah. So that is the boxer in your shot now. He decided to call it today. He realized that the punches coming from Chori is really becoming unbecoming. He decided to call it today. So we're waiting for the official verdict. This is the first bout of the evening, the first undercard of the main event of the evening, the much anticipated non-cruiserweight title fight that we're having today, Bremer Kamuke and Aita Powers. So it is really TKO, but we are waiting for Nathaniel Atto. So definitely we are waiting for the verdict, and so the two boxers would have to embrace each other after that hustle there for the supremacy. But I think that the two boxers did very well, so we are now waiting for the official verdict from Nathaniel Atto. So we're waiting for the verdict from Nathaniel Atto, but Jeffrey, I think I am really excited with this bout.
Well, very good work coming from Chori.
Ladies and gentlemen, after that entertaining bout, shall we put our hands together for the two boxers? It was scheduled for 8 rounds, but it had to end in the 6th round. Ladies and gentlemen, the bout was unable to go all the distance, and my pleasure to announce to you the winner. By technical knockout, ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause for Gifted Chori.
So absolutely, we have the results here. So our very good brother, Gifted Chori, has won it by TKO, that is technical knockout. So Daniel Sowah, but I think that Daniel has been a proud loser, a grand loser, if you ask me, because he did very well. So now we look at the screen now. As you can see, up next, Oboda Sai will take on Abulaji Rashid. Another battle of Ghana and Nigeria. This is really one of the much anticipated fights, if you ask me, Jeffrey Asari.
Well, I like Oboda Sai. He's a very fantastic boxer.
But this is Abulaji Rashid in your shot now.
Yeah, Rashid he's also done very well. He's a young boxer that is coming up. He's also doing very well and fought wonderful fight in Nigeria. And I think that is one of the prospects that Nigeria have for a world title, but he has a lot of work to do. So for me, I think that it's going to be an interesting bout between Rashid Abolaji and that of Obodasai.
Very well. So we are still waiting for the two boxes to come for the second undercard for the day as we count down to the main event of the evening. We keep on reminding you that this is the second bout.
This May on Supersport, the biggest night in club football kicks off in Lisbon on Saturday the 24th. Rafa looks to rewrite the record books with a 9th Roland Garros crown. And can Liverpool wrap up the Premier League? In May, UEFA Champions League final, Roland Garros, Barclays Premier League, Formula One, Hockey World Cup, and ABSA Premiership. In June, we bring you every moment of the FIFA World Cup fireworks. The Box are back in action with tests against Wales and Scotland. And watch all the drama play out on centre court. In June, FIFA World Cup, Castlelager Incoming Series, and Wimbledon. In July, the Vodacom Super Rugby season reaches the business end. Chris Froome sets his sight on a second straight Tour de France title, and an Open champion will be crowned at Royal Liverpool. In July, Vodacom Super Rugby, Tour de France, and the Open Championship, live on Supersport.
Welcome to Wonderland.
Messi!
Welcome to Wonderland. Welcome home. La Liga. Catch all the games live on Supersport on DSTV Premium.
Well, you're welcome back. So we are waiting for the second bout of the evening. That is it. Obodasai and Abolaji Rashid. It is next bout of the evening, and these boxers have seen it all. So Obodasai, a former Commonwealth champion, fighting against Abolaji Rashid from Nigeria. So this is what we have as the tail of the tape. Obodasai, 23, and the fight, 22 wins, and one defeat and 16 KOs. And Abolaji Rashid, 4 fights, and he has won 3 and drawn 1 and 2 KOs. Very interesting.
Yeah, that is very good record.
Okay, over to you, Nat Ato.
Ladies and gentlemen, we keep the action going on here at the Accra Sports Stadium. And now I introduce to you yet another big bout, interesting and very, very drama-filled. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you a 10-round international light middleweight contest by 2 boxers, one from Ghana and one from Nigeria. With another big round of applause, let's welcome the 2 boxers.
Abolaji coming from the locker room. He looks very confident, Jeffrey, if you ask me.
Yeah, I mean, he looked very confident. I like his style. I mean, he's actually coming out very confidently because he has a wonderful music at the background, and I like his movement and expression. I mean, he's beaming with so much confidence and belief that, listen, I'm going to take away the Buddha side. And for me, that for a young boxer, that's very good for him. It encourages him. It gives him the necessary confidence that, listen, I can beat this guy. And I like the way he's coming up.
With the
throwing the
Nigerian
punch to the
flag.
air. Oh yeah, I mean definitely. That is good for him. Wow. Throwing the punches into the air very well. And for me, I think that it's something that actually might make sure that it gives boxers a lot of confidence, ease pressure from them as they come out of their locker rooms and come into the stage and to the ring to actually deliver very well.
Absolutely. So Abulaji Rashid coming to the ring now with the Nigeria flag behind him, and a sign of commitment to deliver tonight. And I know is really coming to deliver, because a while ago in our first bout we saw Shuri Gifted winning the fight by a technical knockout against Daniel Sowah of Ghana. Now he's going to slag it out against our own Sai. Oboda Sai, a former Commonwealth champion, would take on Abdul Rashid Abulaji, which is really, really thrilling, and we're looking forward to this fight. So it looks like Rashid is bringing a huge message to the table, because Oboda Sai is a well-known boxer. He's seen it all. He was a former Commonwealth champion, but Abulaji is here to make sure the right things are done.
Yeah, I mean, he's a young boxer. I mean, 3 bouts, 1-2 via KOs, and drawn 1. I mean, so definitely, his wonderful bout was when he beat Saka Ali Kazima in that great fight, and Dennis Sunday. So for me, I think that those are the bouts that give him the belief that he's capable of mounting the stage and also delivering on this particular wonderful stage against Oboda Sai. He's a young boxer. He's not much experience as compared to Oboda Sai, who have a lot of experience under his belt. I mean, a boxer that fought 23 fights and lost 15 via KOs. That is very experienced coming from Oboda Sai as compared to Abulaji Rashid, who is a debut boxer.
Absolutely. Abulaji Rashid on the screen now, 22 years of age, and born in Nigeria, nicknamed Rashid King. Floyd Mayweather is the role model. Trainer is Shehu Yusuf. So that is Abulaji Rashid in your shot now, the Nigerian boxer.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome the boxer from the red corner. Put your hands together as we welcome the boxer from Accra, Oboda Sai.
There you have Oboda Sai in your screen, Jeffrey. Looking very fresh, very fresh. He knows what he's going to do today, because as I said, this is a boxer who has seen it all. I know he actually coming in with rich experience, and he's really going to tell us a lot about what he actually possessed today. So now Oboda Sai is coming on. So Oboda Sai is coming, and you can see him spotted in the Ghanaian colors, the Black Stars jersey. But earlier we have Abulaji coming with the Nigerian flag, so it gives it some flavor, it gives it some excitement, and I believe that Oboda Sai would deliver tonight, because he's somebody who has done it before.
Yeah, I mean, he's trained by one of the finest trainers this country has produced, Aloe Kujani, who everybody knows is the president of Ghana Trainers Association. He's brought a lot of boxers, good trainer, and so it's up to Oboda Sai to actually showcase the quality talents and boxing technique that he's actually learned under the tutelage of Aloe. Coming up against Abulaji Rashid, who has fought 5 times and won by 3 out KOs. For me, he's a bit inexperienced as compared to Oboda Sai, but boxing sometimes come with a lot of mystery. You might not know a punch or an uppercut can even end the bout, and Oboda Sai will be out of context.
Absolutely. So Oboda Sai also been ushered onto the ring for the second bout of the evening. Young money, cash money, billion. What is it down there? So, but this is part of the excitement. Oboda Sai coming with his trainer Akanete of the team owned by Coach Alloway, Atokwashi Boxing Gym. And so he's also coming gradually to mount the ring for the second bout. There you have Coach Kote Dani, the trainer of Joshua Clotte behind Oboda Sai. So that tells you how important this fight is. If you have the legs of Kote Dani Alloway behind Oboda Sai tonight, Jeffrey, it brings with a lot of issue to talk about.
Well, I mean, it's true. I mean, if you have a clash of top trainers. I mean, it reminds me of when Oscar De La Hoya was fighting Floyd Mayweather Jr. You have Roger Mayweather training Floyd Mayweather, and then Mayweather Sr. training Oscar De La Hoya. That's clash of top trainers, and it actually sees in the boxers.
Absolutely. Over that side, Jeffrey, 31 years of age, a birthplace, Accra, Ghana, Sugar Ray, Floyd Mayweather Jr. is a role model. Trainer is Godwin Johnny Quartier, that is Coach Alloway.
The action continues here at the Accra Sports Stadium. Remember, this is a box office promotions feature with fights sanctioned by the Ghana Boxing Authority. We go to bout number 2, which is a 10-round international light middleweight contest. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the boxer fighting out of the blue corner. Ladies and gentlemen, the boxer coming once again out of Nigeria with a fight record of 5 wins, no loss, 1 draw. 2 of the wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause as we welcome Abolaji Rashid. And now to the boxer who comes out of the Atokwashi Gym here in Accra, which has produced many great boxers from Ghana. One time a Commonwealth champion, and of course a very, very key member of the former National Amateur Boxing Team of Ghana. Ladies and gentlemen, with a record of 23 wins, 1 loss, 15 of the wins coming by way of knockout under the legendary trainer Godwin Nijani Kote. Ladies and gentlemen, with a big round of applause, let's welcome Obodai Sai.
Well, there was Oboda Sai there with the introduction.
And now we go to the officials for this bout, ladies and gentlemen. Judge number 1, Shadrach Akwe. Judge number 2, Erasmus Owu. Judge number 3, Confidence Yagbe. And of course, the referee at the center of the action, referee Emmanuel Brenya.
Well, that was the introduction of boxers and officials.
We're doing 10 3-minute rounds. I hope you're all consistent with the rules. Any question? Okay, third gloves. Glove.
Well, it's now done for the introduction of the 2 boxers and officials. And we hope these boxers would deliver, because as you heard it from the ring announcer, Oboda Sai with rich record, and his opponent, Abolaji Rashid, very young boxer with 3 fights, is on all. So I think that this is going to be an interesting fight, Jeffrey.
Very interesting. Experience and youthful exuberance, a young boxer, and sometimes it goes in the ways of the more experienced boxer.
Absolutely. This is very interesting fight. Oboda Sai, the former Commonwealth champion, as was said earlier, and taking on Abolaji Rashid. This is an international middleweight contest over 10 rounds, and so boxes. No, we have Sai with a absolutely. So we have Sai wearing black and white trimmings, and Rashid is the boxer white and blue in your short. So you look at the records. Sai 23 fight, 22 wins, 1 loss. And he's really done a lot for himself. So this is the moment for him to prove his mettle in this round. This is just the first round. Mostly boxers use this to assess themselves, Jeffrey.
Yeah, definitely. It's at the stage for him to actually make an impact for a Nigerian boxer come to Ghana and fighting an experienced boxer in Oboda Sai. He needs to actually make amends for himself and make a name.
Absolutely, Jeffrey. You can see that Oboda Sai started drafting some good jabs, and very focused, and but Abolaji, look at the body language of Abolaji. It tells you that he actually prepared for this fight. Wonderful, and he was able to penetrate, the defense of Oboda Sai. Another left drive coming from Abolaji. I think this is interesting, Jeffrey.
Well, it's a very interesting contest. You realize that this is what we call an inside fight. It's an inside fight. So you see the flurry of punches coming from Rashid Abolaji. He's making sure that he fights in close range. And that's a left hook coming from Abolaji. Fantastic start at the beginning.
Very well. Those of you who just joined us, this is the second undercard of the main event of the evening. This is the Accra Sports Stadium, and this is the second undercard, international light middleweight contest over 10 rounds. Obodasai of Ghana and Abolaji Rashid from Nigeria. This is very interesting, but if you look at the weight of the boxes, yesterday at the weigh-in, Obodasai weighed 157 pounds and the Rashid Abolaji 154. Would this make any difference, Jeffrey?
Oh, not really. I mean, for the super welterweight division, I mean, he's a 154 pounder. So if you weigh 155 or 153, you are still within the range of the super welterweight division. And for me, I think that it doesn't make any difference at all.
Good. That was a very good handwork coming from Abolaji. It's still working by the Obuda side, and seems to have taken his time, because as I keep on saying, round one, boxers would love to assess each other, but there's some good, overhead punches coming from Abolaji Rashid, and Obuda side would have to be very, very cautious, if you ask me.
What Abolaji wanted to do, he wants to make sure that he throw in 1 or 2 punches to find out whether Obodasai can take the punches or not, and then that will determine the subsequent rounds what he will do.
Absolutely. End of round one. Very interesting round. You have nothing to pick between the two boxes, and I think that Jeffrey, they have given us a lot to believe that it is really a fight to watch.
Very closely fought, but I will give this round to Obolaji Rashid 10-9.
Because it looks like Obodasai, he had a cut on his eyebrow.
The left eye,
the left
cut
eye.
there.
This is really going to affect his rhythm.
As a result of an exchange he had, and the left hook that came from Abolaji Rashid.
That is his trainer. Godwin Johnny Corte is also absolutely trainer. Godwin Johnny Corte is also known to be called Alloway. Is the trainer of Joshua Clote. There you have him in your shot, and he's been assisted by, his very good assistant Akanete there. So very interesting. But it is Abolaji. Abolaji looks very fresh, Jeffrey.
Yeah, because he keeps his defense. The first round, he kept his defense very well.
And Abolaji, there you have the corner trainer Shehu Yusuf and catchman in Kayode Sirajuddin. So these are the people behind Abolaji. So ready for round two. And round one was quite very interesting. As I said, there's nothing to choose between the two boxes. This is round one of the international middleweight contest between Obodasai and Abolaji Rashid from Nigeria. This is interesting. For those of you who have just joined us, Abolaji in the white and blue trunks, and Obodasai in the white and black trimmings trunks. So it's just really interesting. But now they are looking at how the jabs would flow. But Abolaji seems to be very strong and very aggressive, Jeffrey.
Yeah, he's very steady. Abolaji's fight strategy, very, very steady. Throws the punches when he has to throw the punch. Very distant punch. Keep his defense very well and making it difficult for Obodasai to breach into his rear guard. That is the strategy that Abolaji has come into this particular bout with. What he's doing is that you realize that he's kept his guard up there, making it difficult for Obodasai to breach into his guard, keeping the guard, releasing the left jab when necessary, and keeping the right straight right into the face. For me, I think that so far the strategy that Abolaji is using is working to perfection.
It's working to perfection, but it's too early. They have 10 rounds to do. They've already done one. This is round number 2. So verily, and they are working out. But Obodasai, the boxer in the white and black trimmings from Ghana, a former Commonwealth champion, he has done a lot for himself, and many believe that today is a day for him to turn the table. But it looks like Abolaji Rashid is leaving nothing unturned here, and very well. But I like the composure of Abolaji. Just look at the left and right. It looks like Abolaji is in, and he has a business plan.
Yeah, like I'm saying, the strategy is that you keep the defense very tight, attack him. When he drop his guard, you throw in the left and the right straight, and make sure that you keep your defense very tight, making it difficult for Obodasai to break through. That is the strategy that Abolaji Rashid has come into this particular bout, and so far, the strategy is working to perfection. I have not seen the Obodasai that I used to see, who opens up boxers with good left jabs, stiff jabs, of course. I have not seen that in him in this particular round. I'm a bit surprised.
Absolutely, it will come, but it looks like Abolaji has adapted the strategy. The hooks, the jabs are coming, the defense are well counted out, so definitely it's really going to give Obodasai some tough time. But he's working around the clock, he's working on the body, and Abolaji seems to have enough energy. to move on.
But when you are fighting a boxer like that, what Oboda side need to do is to use the left jab consistently. Consistent left jab. As you use the left jab, you open him up, you force Abolaji to drop his guard, and then a straight right.
Good
That is
head
good.
drive coming from Oboda's side, and it was a hefty one indeed. But Abolaji still standing very, very strong. He has shown a lot of resilience, and I'm so impressed with the jabs of Abolaji Rashid tonight.
Well, what he's doing very well is that he keeps the jabs very tight to himself. He throws punches as and when he has to. He doesn't just throw flurry punches.
Good. End of round 2. So great stuff coming from the boxes. The jabs working, and the two boxers have done enough to see how best they can actually move into round number 3. This is round 2, and for me, Abolaji Rashid has proven his mettle. He has proven that it's really a hard nut to crack.
Yeah, definitely. I'll give the 2 rounds to him. Abolaji Rashid has really done a great job. The strategy is good. Keep it very tight. Keep the defense very tight. Make sure that Oboda side does not breach into the defense. Make sure that you keep it very tight. But they don't throw wild punches that will open you up. What you need to do.
That is Abolaji Rashid there in your shot.
Abolaji Rashid, the trainer, telling you that keep the strategy up. Make sure that you keep your defense very well. Don't throw flurry of punches that will open you up. What you need to do is to make sure that keep the defense up. Wait, use your left jabs, open him up, and then throw the right punch. But
Absolutely.
make sure that when you throw the punch, still keep your defense. And that is what he's kept his defense very tight, and that is making it difficult for Buddha's side.
Coach. Round 3 of the 10-rounder. Abolaji Rashid in your shot a while ago, and back to business, round 3. And the two boxes have shown a lot in the just ended round 2, and this is round 3. And Oboda's side, the boxer in the white and black trimmings trunk is the Ghanaian, is fighting from the blue corner, and you have Abolaji Rashid, the trunks. Abolaji Rashid in the white and blue trunks, and so it looks that he's working out on his opponent. It looks like Abolaji working on the body of Oboda's side, but Oboda's side seems to have revitalized himself at this point.
Well, I really, I mean, what he's done, he has thrown 1 or 2 punches, but really, those are not decent punches or power punches, and so he's not hurting him at all. And still, he's keeping. One thing that he's doing very well, I'm talking about Abolaji Rashid, is that he's keeping his guard very tight to himself and watching whether Oboda